Namaste, welcome back to Filmy Bites with UV, a show where we talk about some wonderful filmmakers, review, rate their work. Today we have a very interesting episode for you. But before we start, I want you to hit the subscribe and bell icon so that you can get all updates as we post them. Now without any further ado, let's get right into the show. Today let's start our episode with a very interesting Tamil experimental short film, Thappuridhal. This film with the screen time of 7 minutes 16 seconds is hosted on Nano Cinema YouTube channel. The film basically is based on the life of this person, the situations and how his prospect or his reaction affects his life is the core subjective of this film. As the film is having a very simple storyline, let's get into the technicality of the film. Written and directed by Mr. MuthuKumaran, this is a wonderful experimental short film to watch. The thought and the execution are really wonderful. In fact, I personally felt that if only MuthuKumaran tried to direct this movie and let someone else act in this movie, the movie would have been much more interesting to watch. That doesn't mean that Muthu was not a good actor, but then I think somewhere when you are focusing both on acting and direction, your focus would not justify both the roles, and there was a small disconnect. Muthu, often when we are watching the movie, you can notice that he is often getting disconnected from his characteristics. But then his direction skills were really good, and I could see the level of his imagination to get his view to the visual was remarkable. Moving on to camera and editing. Cinematography, editing, DI, sound mixing is done by Naveen Nano, which was really impressive. It is very hard to shoot an entire movie, especially when there is only one character playing on screen and the camera behaves as the second character's perspective on screen. However, I personally feel that camera angles could have been much better and the sudden focus shift was not really working that well. Editing of the film looks decent. However, if we talk about color, I felt that there was too much of yellowish tint given to this film that was not really pleasant to the eye to watch. I think if only that was controlled a bit, the film would have looked much natural to watch. In one line, if I have to describe this movie, I think this is a wonderful experimental to watch. It is both heart-touching and really has a great essence of understanding of life. Every time when you see such heart-touching and thought-provoking movies, that is when you realize how powerful a short film can be. Wishing the whole team all the best. Here at Filmy Bites with you, I rate this film a 3.5 star in our show.
Thappuridhal ஒரு ஷார்ட் ஃபிலிம், அதோட அருமையான ஒரு கான்செப்டும் வச்சுருக்காங்க. ஏன்னா இன்னொருத்தரை பற்றி எப்படி புரிஞ்சுக்கிறாங்க, ஒரு சிச்சுவேஷனை எப்படி நம்ம ஹேண்டில் பண்ணணுங்கிற ஒரு கான்செப்ட் தான் இந்த படம். இதில் என்ன ஒரு இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங் வேணா, காஸ்ட் என்னமோ ஒன்று தான், ஆனால் அதை சுற்றி காட்டியிருக்காங்க தெரியுமா. ஒரு அந்த காஸ்டோட சேர்ந்து ஒரு ரிலேட்டிவ்ஸு, ஒரு ஃபேமிலி, ரிலேட்டிவ் சொல்லாமல் ஒரு ஃபேமிலியோட ஒரு சுற்றி ஒரு நடக்கிற ஒரு விஷயம், அந்த ஃபேமிலியை ஒரு ப்ரில்லியண்ட்டான வேலை ஷூட் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. அதில் இந்த க்ரியேட்டிவிட்டி ஆஃப் தி டைரக்டரை பாராட்டணும். அஃப்கோர்ஸ் அதர் டெக்னிக்கல் ஆஸ்பெக்ட்ஸ் இந்த படத்துக்கு மேலும் பலம் தான் கொடுத்துருக்கு. கலர் கரெக்ஷன், அப்புறம் அங்கே இங்கே கொஞ்சம் சினிமாட்டோகிராஃபி கான்சன்ட்ரேட் பண்ணியிருந்தேன்னா இன்னும் ஒரு அடுத்த லெவல் கொண்டு போயிருக்கணும். பட் எந்த ஃப்ரேம்லேயும் சரி, இந்த படத்தில் முழுசாக பார்த்தாலும் உங்களுக்கு ஒரு முகம் சொல்லிக்க நேரம் இல்லை, முகம் சொல்லிச்சிக்க மாட்டேங்க. ஒரு அருமையான கருத்தை மிக க்ரியேட்டிவான வேலையில் சொல்லியிருக்காங்க நம்ம இந்த டைரக்டர். இதோட இந்த படத்துக்கு நான் கொடுக்குற ரேட்டிங் 3/5. குட் லக்.
The second movie in our list is a wonderful, heart-touching Malayalam short film, Kathyri. With a screen time of 16 minutes 49 seconds, the film is hosted on Osmo Creations, a YouTube channel. The film is about this old dog who is left on a bridge and is waiting for its owner to come back and pick him up. One night, a biker meets with an accident nearby to this bridge. The dog on the bridge notices this. It runs to a neighbor and tries to get this neighbor to this place. This neighbor, for some reason, starts following this dog and comes to the location. Looking at this accident, he calls everyone else and takes this person to the hospital. And there, this person survives. And in the hospital, as this hurt person recovers, this good man informs him that it is not him, but the dog who really saved him. The guy who met accident goes to this bridge to see the dog. What happens next? How will the story end is a very interesting story to watch. Just a hint. Surely what you are thinking right now is not the ending of the film. Now moving on to the technicality of the film, directed by Anish Sachi and screenplay is done by Shashil Varora. The film is really a wonderful and a heart-touching film. The film literally will get tears in your eyes by the end, and if you are a dog lover, I'm sure you're going to fall in love with this film. As a cinematographer, I myself know how hard it is to work with animals. But then, in this film, the dog was captured perfectly, and while you see this dog struggling or acting, I'm sure you're going to fall in love with this dog by the end of the film. Where this film had a great message to deliver, I think unwanted detailing or too much of detailing will make you feel the film is too lengthy to watch. I personally think the placement of flashback at the end of the story was not a good idea, because by that time the complete emotional travel of this audience is very intensely concentrated on this particular dog and its life, and suddenly taking us back to a very different timeline or time zone really was confusing to understand. At least I personally think that they should have given a completely different color tone to that particular episode so that we can understand that this is not happening in present, and that is a completely different time spin or time zone that we are looking at. That might be one of the disconnects at the end of the film. I really loved that open climax you were given to this film. Nafluddin, Hussain, Jubair, Vishnu are the members of the camera department. I must say this is one of the best visuals I have seen in recent times. You can see some wonderful top shots and a very slight movement shots. The film is an eye candy to watch, and it is the visuals that took this movie to the next level. Speaking of editing, I could not see the chief editor's name, but then in the rolling titles I saw that assistant editor's name is Satyajit Satya. Some very nice cuts and wonderful color technique will make you fall in love with this film. If only the movie was edited a bit crispy and short, I think the film would have been much more interesting to watch. Long story short, this is a wonderful movie. The story is fantastic, the execution is remarkable. Can't wait to see the next movie from this team. Here at Filmy Bites with UV, we rate this film a 4-star in our show. All the best.
Kathirpa is a short film where it connects each and every person who is going to see this movie. Like there is a saying, a dog is a good companion. Definitely, this movie proves it right, and it provides a perfect companion to the viewers who are seeing it. After watching this movie, I was so touched. I was wondering how to give my review actually, because it was pure masterclass, I would say. The thing is, the storyline is like a life of a dog and its faithfulness to his owner. That is the core concept of this movie. But the director has handled the script in a matured way. That's because it's very difficult to control an animal. At least if it's a human being, we can make him to understand that. But when you are saying to another species, it's little difficult. But yes, if it's a very good friend, then this is what the output will exactly mean too. Because the language doesn't matter, just the talent. Credit goes to the cinematographer, the editor, the cast. I love that particular dog. That is the main hero or main ingredient of this movie. Credit goes to each and every particular member of this crew, and thank you so much for bringing these kind of movies, and we wish the entire team very good luck and want to see such movies from you guys again, because after seeing this, I think you have raised your bar far more than what actually it is there. Again, I thank the entire crew to give us a wonderful script like this, and especially a big huggy to that dog who has ensured that the film is a pure success. With this, I rate this movie a 4.5 out of 5. Good luck.
Now that brings us to the last movie of the episode. Not Just Another Day is a Malayalam lockdown film with a screen time of 10 minutes 39 seconds. The film is hosted on Kalyug Films YouTube channel. The film basically starts with this fellow who is visiting his friends who stay together in a room. They start boozing, they start enjoying the day. And by the end of the day, one of these friends gets a call that will make this entire day the worst day of their life. Now, who called this person? And what is that message that ruined their life? And how exactly is this story going to end is very interesting to watch. Now, moving on to the technical part, the film is written and directed by Mr. Arjun Ashok, which is very simple and too predictable to watch. The very slow screenplay will make you feel the film is too lengthy to watch. The sound of the movie is another disconnect for the audience. Speaking of camera, cinematography done by Raju was decent. Some very nice close-ups can be seen. However, I see most of the times the camera was on a soft focus, and that really was not working out well with the film. There was a huge scope for focus pull, but then the scope was not utilized properly. Editing done by Raju Abraham was fair enough. Some very nice cuts can be seen, but then if only they could have concentrated a bit more on the color of the film, it would have looked much more professional to watch. The film really was too lengthy to watch. If only they could have made it short, it would be much interesting to watch. To conclude, the film is good, but because of its lengthy screen time, simple and too predictable storyline, this may disappoint the audience. But appreciating the whole team's best efforts, here at Filmy Bites with UV, I rate this film a 2.5 star in our show. All the best.
Not Just One Day is a short film which deals with three characters. Three friends one day come to a house and they have a party. Of course, when party means they have drinks, they play cards and have fun around. And out of which they go plan to go out, and they go out and roam around the city, go to ATM, travel in bike, etc. What happens next? What is the end of the story? Is some thrilling way of which is shown. The storyline is so simple and neat. The director has maintained that what is needed has been shot. The cast was perfect. Everyone did their job well. So does the cinematography and other technical aspects. The good point was that whatever the message the director wanted to convey to the audience was clearly told. Yes, it's again a normal concept which we generally see, but the way it was portrayed looks so interesting. With this, I rate this short film a 2.5 out of 5. Good luck.
Now that brings us to the end of the show, guys, and hope you enjoyed our show today. If you want to see all these movies that we just reviewed, all you have to do is go to our description where we have given all the links of these movies. Hit each and every link, watch all the movies, and write to us what do you think about these movies. And if you are a filmmaker yourself and want your movie to be reviewed in our show, all you have to do is get into our description, hit one of our social networking links that we are given, inbox us your movie link along with a poster saying that you want this movie to be reviewed in our show, and we are going to review that movie in our show soon. You can also be a member of our WhatsApp group where we talk a lot about filmmaking and create circles where we exchange our ideas. To do so, all you have to do is get into our description and hit that WhatsApp link that is given in the description below. With that note, guys, we are going to end the show here. Till we meet next week with some wonderful filmmakers and their work, this is me, Uday, signing off. Namaskar.